Hey, so for today's video, I decided I want to show off my highlighter collection. I have so many, and I just thought it would be a good idea to sit down and talk about each one of them, and do swatches and all that good stuff. Before I get started, I do want to address one thing. I am sorry that my hair is, doing weird things today. I don't know what this is. I can't style it or do anything with it today. It's just being so weird. So yeah, I'm just going to start going through one by one with each highlighter and talking about it in detail. This is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed, and the color is in Pearl. And this has one of my favorite formulas too in highlighters. It is just so smooth and buttery, and it doesn't have that gritty texture like some highlighters do have. It doesn't make that scratchy noise when you go to swatch it. It's just super soft. And I've got to say, I think this blends better than any other highlighter that I have. I wrote down all the prices for these, so hopefully I don't forget to mention one. So the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, the pressed ones, retail for $38, which is quite a lot for one highlighter. So these have 7 grams of product, which honestly, I don't care how many grams are in each one. I have so many, I'm never going to go through any of them. This is definitely a good investment, and it's worth the $38. Oh my goodness, look. The next highlighter I have that... The squeaking chair is going to drive me crazy. I'm so sorry. I need to oil it or something. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in Uranus. Of course, this is the collab that Jeffree did with Manny MUA. This is their second highlighter that they put out together. Look at how beautiful Uranus is. Oh my gosh. So that gold streak right there is Uranus. It's so glittery and beautiful, and no matter how many layers I apply, it still doesn't look dark on my skin. As soon as they announced this highlighter and I saw it and saw pictures of how pale this gold is, I was just determined to get it. So I literally took off work to sit at my computer and order this on its release date. I think Jeffree said that it was limited edition and they weren't making more. This highlighter by itself was $29, and it is 15 grams of product. And look at it next to my face, it's huge. Who could ever use one of these up? The only thing you can do to use all this up is do one of those ASMR destroying Jeffree Star Skin Frost videos. This is another limited edition Skin Frost from Jeffree Star and Manny MUA. This is the one in Eclipse. It was $29 and also 15 grams of product, so it's another huge one. I think they described it as a frosty peach color, and just look how unique it is. I don't even know what color to classify that as. So that one right there that you can barely see is Eclipse, and I love, love, love this color, but it is hard to get it to show up, honestly. So I have to wet the brush with MAC Fix Plus just to get this highlighter to show up. And when you do use MAC Fix Plus and apply a few layers of this, it's just beautiful. It is so metallic and gorgeous and glittery. This is Uranus, and then on my middle finger I have Eclipse, both of the Jeffree Star Skin Frosts that I own. And they're both beautiful. Now, for probably my least favorite one, and also probably the cheapest one, it's the Wet n Wild Highlighting Gold Bar. I believe this is also limited edition. I don't think there's anywhere else you can get it. It looks like it's a pale gold like Uranus, right? It looks to be the same. Let's see. They both look like they're a pale gold and that they would show up the same on me, but it's not like that at all. This one shows up brown on me. So if I ever do use it, I have to use such a tiny, tiny amount, or else this is huge. It looks like contour. This is the highlighting gold bar on my finger, and it doesn't look dark, but on my skin, it's so dark on my skin. But what I do really think is cool about this one, it's got a pull-out mirror. That is so cool. I looked it up online, and I think that I got it for $3.99. It's limited edition, so I really don't know exactly how much I paid for it. And it's 6.2 grams, which is about, well, it's a little bit less than the Becca one. So it's a good amount of product, I think. This next one, it was such a good find. They started carrying it at Ulta. I'm taking out the brush that came with it before I hold it up, because I'm not going to use that. I'm just not. This is the Sleek Solstice palette, and it is so affordable. It was $14.99 for this. I got it at Ulta, and you get 4 different colors. It's an amazing deal. Altogether, it is 9 grams of product. I literally cannot get my eyes off the highlighters and look at the camera. Like, this whole video, I'm just been, like, doing this and staring at the monitor. The next highlighter is kind of a yellow, and it looks like this. And it looks really nice on my finger, but on my face, it just doesn't show up as nice as the other 2 powders in here. I mean, it's a great highlighter, but just compared to the other 2, it's not as blinding. Oh my god, I love this one. It looks kind of orangish, but it's really not. This is it, and it is just so bright and beautiful on the face. I'm so pale. I wish these had shown up better. This, like, lavendery shade, and here is that lavender. It's so beautiful and bright. That, the lavender and the peach one in this kit are 2 of the best highlighters I have. So this is actually a cream product. The other 3 are powders. And this is what the cream looks like. It shows up really dark on my skin, so I've actually never even used it on my face, to be completely honest. And if I were to do makeup professionally on other people, I think this is what I would use because it's cheap and you get 4 different color options, which is amazing. This next product, I've never heard anyone talk about this. It's so underrated. This is my NYX Away We Glow liquid highlighter, and this is in the shade Moon Glow, another extremely white shade for my pale skin. So here is the applicator, and it's got like a little indentation in the middle to hold extra product. I honestly do literally take the applicator and just put it on my face. I don't use a beauty blender or anything, but I'll put it on and then I'll like tap it out with my finger to blend it out. I can use it as a base for all my powder highlights. But when you use a sticky base like this, it really helps that powder highlight stick on, and it's like using MAC Fix Plus, but even more extreme and intense. So this highlighter is $6.99, so it's really not a bad price, and you get 6.8 grams, and I'm sure it will dry up before I ever use even half of this, to be honest. I have one more liquid highlighter, and it is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. And it's like a really pale gold, but not too gold, so it wasn't that gold that I was looking for, like that Manny MUA highlighter, but this is a very natural, subtle gold. It's just a regular paddle, and the way I apply this is like the same as the last one. I just like go straight in on my face, and I have absolutely no idea how much this cost. I guess it came in a kit or something that I don't really remember. It's like a sample size. I don't know. It's 5 grams, and the regular one's like a lot bigger than this. So this next one is my first highlighter. This is the NYX Illuminator and Ritualistic. It's like a super pale gold, and as you can see, it's such a pale gold that you can't really tell that it's gold, you know what I mean? So this has 9.5 grams of product, and it was $9, so it's a little bit expensive for it to be so subtle. This is what it looks like. I mean, it swatches really nice and everything, but if you use it with MAC Fix Plus, I mean, it looks good. Oh my god, this next one, I've never heard anyone talk about this. I don't even think it's available anymore. It is the highlight that I'm wearing on my nose today. And wow, so I forgot to say the name of this palette. So this is the IT Cosmetics My Sculpted Face palette. I have to say it is really weird that there's a woman's face on the front. It's a little bit weird to me. This is the highlighter shade. It's slightly pink, but it looks really natural. It's not like meant to be like a pink glow. Oh my gosh, look at this highlighter. Like, I can't even believe how amazing this is. So the texture of the My Sculpted Face highlighter is just as smooth and creamy as the Becca one. So both of these formulas are just so soft and amazing. My middle finger is the Becca, and my pointer finger is the My Sculpted Face. I know I got it for $38. I have another highlighter from IT Cosmetics in another palette type thing. This is the Live, Love, Laugh Vitality Face Disc, and this is the highlighter. It almost kind of looks darker than my skin tone, but it still looks good and really natural on my face. I think IT Cosmetics has good highlighters. I really like this one too. And this is it on my finger. It's not as blinding as like the other highlighters, but I still really like it, especially since it comes with a contour and blush shade as well. And it's $38 and you get that entire disc. Okay, I've got one more IT Cosmetics thing. This is from the Je ne sais quoi palette. I hope I said that right. And it is called, let me find the name, Perfect Lighting Luminizer. And this is it. It's kind of peachy looking. It's really nice, but nothing's as blinding as that one from the My Sculpted Face kit. And this whole palette is $42, but I think it was like free with purchase on like Black Friday or something. So that was a good deal. And there it is on my finger. Of course, not as blinding as the other ones, but I mean, it's still nice, and it comes with all these other things in the palette too. This next one, you don't see it at all, but I'm showing it anyways just because. And I love this palette, by the way. It's the Light Contour Kit from Anastasia, and the color I'm talking about is the shimmery color here. This shade is called Sand, and it's glittery. It's supposed to be like a highlighter, but I mean, it shows up on my finger, but it just doesn't look shimmery on my face, really. So I don't really use it, but I thought I would show it anyways. That contour kit is $40. I've got one more contour kit that comes with a highlighter. It actually kind of comes with two, but this one doesn't really have glitter. I don't know. This is the NYX Contour Pro Palette, and this is the highlighter. It's called Ice Queen, and it's really pretty. I mean, it swatches really beautifully. It's just I have other ones that I use more often than this. And that palette is $24.99, so it is a lot cheaper than the Anastasia kit. But if you need a cheap contour kit and the Anastasia one is not on sale, or you don't have coupons or whatever, this is a good substitute. Now the next two are really cheap highlighters that I'm going to show, and two of the best. This is the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighter in Lilac to Reality. It's two different colors of purple, and you pretty much just swirl them together. And it's this beautiful metallic purple. It's so pigmented and stunning. It looks amazing on the cheeks. And it's so cheap. It is $4.99, and you can't beat this. If you want a colorful highlighter, well, I mean, it was limited edition. I think they have a new purple highlighter from Wet n Wild that's not limited. This is the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighter in the Sweetest Bling. And unfortunately, this was limited edition. I don't think they released it again. But it's so beautiful. It's a pink. It's like two different color pinks. And they're a heart. And it was, I wrote it down, $4.99. For a beautiful colored highlighter for $5, it's amazing. And that is it right here. It does look dark on my skin here, but it really is beautiful on the cheeks. And it's 5.4 grams. So here is Lilac to Reality. I mean, so pigmented. Sound like Jeffree and Manny. And this is the Sweetest Bling. And if you really want a colored highlighter that isn't expensive, I highly recommend this. But I know that Wet n Wild has more that are not limited edition. I think they even have a palette, a highlighter palette that has like weird colors in it, so definitely get that. I wanted this palette so badly. I had to wait until Black Friday and order it, and oh my gosh, the love of my life. This is the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit. Look at the packaging. Look at this. But this is my most used, I think. I mean, I am obsessed with this palette. So this palette is $40, which is a lot more expensive than $5 for those Wet n Wild highlighters. This is Pink Heart, and it is so beautiful. It's a beautiful pale pink. Yes. Stunning. I'll go ahead and do a comparison between that and the Sweetest Bling. So on my middle finger is the Sweetest Bling, the cheap Wet n Wild highlighter. This is Pink Heart from the Moonchild Glow Kit. They're both beautiful and wearable. You'd think that pink wouldn't be so wearable as a highlighter, but they're both beautiful. But the one I'm pointing to now is Pink Heart, and that is a lot more subtle than, oh, here it is, the Sweetest Bling, which is darker. Then I also love Purple Horseshoe. Okay, so this one, my middle finger is Lilac to Reality, the cheap Wet n Wild highlighter. And then the bottom one is Purple Horseshoe from the Moonchild Glow Kit, and they look so similar. I would say that Purple Horseshoe has more blue in it, and Lilac to Reality is more of a true purple. Lilac to Reality is more metallic, and then Purple Horseshoe is just more glittery. And there is Blue Ice, which is so beautiful. It's blue, but not overpowering, and still it can look like somewhat natural on you. Like you could wear this to work and get away with it, you know? It's a very, very pale blue, and it's beautiful. And that is it right there.
And there's 4.2 grams of each color in this palette.
Star is a straight up silver highlighter, which is perfect for my pale skin. It's just stunning. Metallic, glittery, amazing. Probably the most metallic highlighter that I have. I mean, it's just like silver. Straight up silver. This is if you want to look like you have a crazy amount of highlighter on. Here's a weird one. This one is called Lucky Clover, and it's like a pale green. Super beautiful. This one is not so subtle on the face. It's definitely green, but if you're doing like green eyeshadow, this would be like the perfect match. And then the last color from the Moonchild Glow Kit is Blue Moon. It's definitely darker than Blue Ice, and it's not very subtle. So I actually think this is the color I've used the least out of this palette. It looks a lot more subtle on my arm than it does on my face. Next is a newer addition to my collection. Oh my gosh. Is this the last thing I have? Yeah, so this is the Aurora Glow Kit. I just love tilting the packages on these. They're stunning. These are a lot less natural than the Moonchild colors. Like, these are like in your face. So the Aurora Glow Kit is $40, just like the Moonchild, and it is definitely worth it. So this is yet another shade called Eclipse. It's very different from Manny and Jeffree's Eclipse. This is it. It's kind of like a, is it orange? Would I call it orange? It's an orangey peach. Like, it's definitely more peachy than the Eclipse Skin Frost. And that is it. And see, it looks peachy and just, ugh. The next one is Luna. And this is the only natural looking color. I wouldn't know what to describe this as. I don't know. What color is this? Like off-white? It's like an off-white shimmer. But look at this. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. It's like off-white, beautiful, blinding. Oh my gosh. This one is Spectra, and I guess I would consider this as probably the least pigmented out of all the colors in this palette, which is probably a good thing because it's like a dark, dark purple. This is one of those colors that I prefer probably just using it for like eyeshadow as opposed to putting it on my cheeks. As you can tell, it can be kind of gray looking on the skin, so yeah, I don't really use it on my cheeks, just my eyes. This next one is the reason why I bought this palette. But of course I don't know how to say the name. Helia? I don't know. But this is like, it's gold, but it's not like Uranus, like a pure gold. This is more of like a green gold. I don't know, I love it so much, and it's so unique, and that is the #1 reason why I decided to get this palette. Next is Orion. It looks really intimidating in the pan, but once you actually put it on your cheeks, it's like a blue glitter almost. I mean, it's beautiful, and definitely wearable on the cheeks, even though it looks super dark in here. It's not as natural as like the blue and the Moonchild Glow Kit Blue Ice. This is just like a little glitter explosion on your face. The last one is Lyra, but it looks really similar to Eclipse in my opinion, so it's, I don't know, I don't really have a preference one or the other. They're so similar. I wish they had been a little bit more different, but this is it. It's another peachy highlight. Just for comparison, my middle finger is Eclipse and pointer finger is Lyra. I guess Lyra is more colorful and less natural, but on my cheeks I feel like they look the same, to be honest. So that was my entire highlighter collection, and that took so long to film. There were so many. I will say that I definitely have my favorites. Let me just pull them out. When I say that I have my favorites, these are the ones I've narrowed it down to. You know what? I'm going to add up and see the total cost of all this, excluding that Becca liquid highlighter, because I have no idea how much that costs. So I added up all of my highlighters, and if we're including like the contour kits and all of that stuff that I swatched, it would be $404 to buy all that I just showed you guys. That's so much money. No wonder I'm platinum at Ulta. But if we're just looking at singular highlighters and highlight kits, not contour kits, but just specifically highlighter kits, all of it would come to a total of $221, which is still a lot. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have like a whole beauty room full of my collection, so maybe in the future I'll make more videos like this. I just realized I had a full drawer of highlighters and wanted to show them off, so maybe I'll do that with other makeup items too. So let me know if you'd want to see another video like this, but with different items. So if you like this video, please subscribe, and I will try to post as often as I can. I do work and have a life, so... And I have a link to my Instagram in the description below. I'm probably most active on Instagram nowadays. And I'll just see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.